Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! For most of my life, I felt like I've been on this incredible journey where I've met so many incredible fans of Descendants and Zombies and had the chance to share in my experiences and my unbelievable story about how I wanted more than anything else in this lifetime to be the greatest content creator in the history of YouTube. And while I may be a long way away from ever achieving that, I know I've always had the love and support of every fan of Descendants and Zombies out there watching these videos. Because even with how big this universe seems to be on times, I know I've said this many times, there's always that one girl who loves Descendants and Zombies with all of her heart. And I'm here to tell you guys there's never been anything wrong with you being a fan of Descendants and Zombies and being forever dedicated to your favorite stars and their stories. Because no matter who we talk about, Kylie Cantrell, Freya Skye, Malia Baker, even Malachi Barton, they all have a story they just want to share with you. They want to give you the chance to get to know them for the people they are, and you guys have felt connected to something obviously very special to your hearts because of how you felt connected to their stories. And I've kind of wanted you to feel connected to my story that I've shared with you of being very passionate about all these Disney characters like Winnie the Pooh, Sully, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy. There are so many characters that have held a very special place in my heart. You see it on display in the backdrop of these videos every single time that I've ever pushed record. Never knowing how many people are going to subscribe, how many people are going to take me seriously, or even have a chance of falling in love with the content that I've created. Because I think one of the most valuable commodities a YouTube content creator could possess is developing a relationship between himself, he or she, and their audience, because that allows you to understand your audience and create the content they love and they want to see. And as long as you can keep creating that content, pumping it out every night into the algorithm, somebody's going to find your channel. It may take a while, but everybody's going to find your channel and love it so much and love you for believing in their favorite characters and all these moments that made them a fan of Descendants and Zombies more than you ever realized, because it happened for me. I know it happened for me. I don't know the reason why it happened for me. Probably because I could tell a story very differently from other people. Probably because I believe in Descendants and Zombies with all of my heart. There are many reasons why people have perhaps fallen in love with this channel. But I've loved sitting in front of this microphone, in front of this camera, with this camera turned on every night, and having a chance to have these conversations with thousands of people who want to see Leg 2 of the Worlds Collide Tour happen, who want to witness the premiere of Zombies 5 and Descendants 5 with Wonderland. We have no idea at this point when they are coming. We know Descendants 5 is dropping sometime between now and the summer of 2026, and Zombies 5 will happen sometime between now and 2027. When it comes to Zombies, I know that a lot of people are feeling like 2027 is never going to come. It's never going to happen for us, but all we've got to do is hold on. And we've got to believe in every fan of Descendants and Zombies just as much as we believed in the chance of Zombies 5 happening, and we believed in ourselves, because that's what's brought us that much closer together and made us the best of friends. I have seen so many wonderful friendships by far happen because of Descendants and Zombies, and all I can tell you guys is that I felt more than honored to be a part of this. I always wanted to be a content creator. I always wanted my videos to be seen and heard by far more people than I perhaps ever been given credit for, but it happened. I just uploaded one Descendants and Zombies video one night at random, and it exploded with over 1,000 views, and every video thereafter had 1,000 views, some had 3,000 views, some had 4,000. And that's what made this channel so fun, because you had the realization setting in that you were somewhere, somehow, touching so many wonderful hearts for how you took exception to how some people may have felt about Kylie Cantrell and Freya Skye. Just the other day, I heard a very critical review of Freya Skye that somebody had posted. It was a written column, and then fans were kind of taking exception to it, saying that Freya Skye was a wonderful person. I commend you guys, and I support you fully for believing in Freya, for being a wonderful person. I think that these critics should pretty much back off of these stars and give them more of a chance than perhaps ever before, and I've loved being a part of it with each and every one of you. I've loved watching the rise in popularity of Freya. I've loved watching Kylie Cantrell get stronger. Her workout regimens are something I give Kylie a profound amount of respect for and so much honor for, because not too many people would put themselves through those very difficult workout regimes that Kylie Cantrell puts herself through and has to endure. But she understands the pressure that comes with being a Hollywood superstar. She understands the pressure of creating music and how you've always got to stay ahead in the game, which is often very difficult to do. She is dealing with a considerable amount of instrumental pressure, as many of your other favorite stars are that we can mention here on this commentary, like Freya Skye, Malachi Barton. But they are shining through with their hopes and dreams of having a future created because of each and every one of you, because you are what makes these futures happen. How you buy the Freya Skye hoodies, the Worlds Collide Tour hoodies, you buy all this merch up to put on display in your room which I think is really cool. There's probably somebody watching this video today who has an entire shelf dedicated to Descendants of Zombies dolls, and I think that's so cool, man. And I think you should continue on following in your passions of collecting those dolls, perhaps that one doll that has eluded your collection for forever. You've tried to get your hands on it, you haven't found it yet, but it will find its way into your collection very soon. I say this because I know what it was like to be very passionate. I know what it felt like to be very passionate about things like Gargoyles and Sailor Moon and pro wrestling, because every wrestler had their own action figure, and I wanted to collect them. I may have never had every wrestling action figure in existence, but just creating and developing my own collection of professional wrestling action figures led me to the chance to resonate with more wrestling fans and resonate with more fans of Disney. This passion for Disney has allowed me to bring this channel to life, and I never imagined that this channel would go on to see so many wonderful people subscribe to this YouTube channel who shared in that same passion and had that same story found and heard within their hearts. Because no matter who we talk about, they all have a story. Ruby Rose Turner, Kylie Cantrell, Malia Baker, and they just want to share their story with the world. So I think we should allow them. We should sit back and really allow them to have the chance to share their story with the world, because it's a beautiful one, and I think we can all learn from those stories and by far take something special away from them. I know I have. While I can't speak for other content creators out there, I know I've obviously taken something special away from the stories that people like Kylie Cantrell and Freya Sky have shared with us, because it's allowed us the chance to be a part of something so special, and a chance that I know that I will never ever forget and will hold a very special place in my heart. You guys have to know that I will never forget any of you for how much you've meant to my heart and what you've done for this YouTube channel. You have made it your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and you always look forward to watching these videos, and it gives me great honor and great pleasure to create all these wonderful videos for thousands of people who obviously have loved Descendants of Zombies with all their heart, who have gotten to that point where they realize just being a fan of Descendants of Zombies is cool. They feel connected to the stories of these characters. They feel connected to a special character that they've obviously selected as their favorite. And you know something, guys, even with how many characters have become your favorite, I've always held on to the belief that if I were a character in Descendants of Zombies, I would have even a slight chance of being your favorite character. I would just hope that somebody out there would think that Jonathan Clarke would be the coolest character ever seen in Descendants of Zombies, because I would really bring that character to life. I would go above and beyond the requirement of an actor to really bring a character to life. Sit behind a microphone to bring their voice to life, to bring the entire character to life for a live action, because there's a great deal of profound respect to be had for that and dedication to be shown for that. And I think that all your favorite stars have shown a tremendous amount of dedication and brought heart to every role and to every stage they've ever stepped out on. So if they have a dream of performing in Madison Square Garden, if they have a dream of releasing a very successful album like Kylie Cantrell has happening for her this year, I know we've all wondered if, they're going to be a part of the Worlds Collide Tour like 2. Probably they'll make guest appearances when time allows for it to happen, but they have so much going on. And I know all these ridiculous rumors have kind of surfaced and came from out of nowhere because of how people have felt about them opting out of the Worlds Collide Tour, as they call it. I don't think they opted out of the Worlds Collide Tour because of something happening behind closed doors. They opted out of the tour because they have so much going on. Freya Sky, for instance, has leg 2 of her Stars Align World Tour happening in June. That will kick off in June. Tickets are available. Actually, limited seating is available for that. And I know many of you are very passionate about Freya, so you just got to think about it like this. If you don't see them at the Worlds Collide Tour like 2 with Camp Rock now being featured, you have a chance of seeing them on their own tour. And we're going to have the chance to see Kylie Cantrell releasing new music, a new album, which I predict is going to be very successful and highly rated and reviewed and revered, because Kylie Cantrell is one of the strongest people that I know that I've ever had the chance to talk about, and I've had the time of my life resonating with far more people than perhaps I've ever been given credit for. Because when you can resonate with people and you somehow succeed at touching their hearts, that's what makes every video that you ever record worth it. I've always wanted to see Descendants of Zombies characters find their way into video games such as Fortnite. I've always wanted to see them have their own TV series, perhaps for Disney Plus, called Oradon, because it would give us a greater appreciation for these characters that may never have necessarily had their chance to have their story showed and showcased in the Descendants franchise. Because when you showcase a story, there's different ways of bringing it to life, and everybody has a different opinion of how these stories should be brought to life and eventually come to life. Like, I remember when the live-action Cinderella happened for the first time ever, and everybody was mind blown. I remember sitting in the theater being mind blown when I saw Cinderella for the first time ever. Lily May did an exceptionally beautiful job bringing that character to life, and she became one of the most lifelike Disney princesses alongside Belle as some of the most lifelike Disney princesses that I ever saw. And I had a profound amount of respect taken away from their performances. They shot Cinderella in Buckingham, England, and it was a beautiful production. It really brought to life this story. The first hour of the movie focused on Cinderella and her relationship with her father, and then the cruelty that was shown to her by her stepsisters, which eventually led her to achieving something greater, true love and falling in love with somebody that she spent the rest of her life with. That's the reason why Cinderella is one of the most celebrated and honored characters of all time, and why I've had the honor of doing this for forever. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support that you've shown for this YouTube channel, and you've always had, because it's been the greatest honor of my life, and honestly the most fun that I've ever had. I can't even put into words how appreciative I am of every fan of Descendants and Zombies who has been with me from the very first video that I ever had the honor of uploading, and I've really had the time of my life. There are no other words that I could use to describe how I've had the time of my life, because it gave me the chance not only to sit here every night and talk about Descendants and Zombies, it gave me a chance of resonating with far more people than I ever imagined possible, that I ever thought that I would have the chance to create videos for. And I really had the time of my life here, because even with how many fans of Descendants and Zombies I've already met, I've still got my work cut out for me, and I still have so many wonderful fans of Descendants and Zombies that I have yet to meet, which I look forward to meeting in that very near future, because there is so much to be excited about Descendants and Zombies and their future, because Descendants 5 Book Wonderland presents us a chance to be a part, or at least become a part, of a very deeper story. So because that story is very deeper, it allows us to experience something that we feel connected to, that we feel drawn into, and we've never wanted to let go of. I know there are people out there that have never wanted to let go of this franchise, and that's why, or franchises when you talk about zombies, and that's what's made this so special. I mean, let's be honest, we never wanted to let go of Zed and Addison's love story for how special it went on to mean to each and every one of our hearts, which eventually became stories about the friendship of Red and Chloe, which took us further and by far so much deeper into the Descendants franchise. And I had the honor to be a part of that. Out of everything I've had the chance to be a part of, I have the chance to be a part of so much because of each and every one of you within this new generation of Disney, which is prided and promoted by Marvel and Star Wars, and so many different concepts that Disney has kind of just thrown in front of our faces that we never really knew what to make of. We couldn't really make much sense of why Disney had acquisited Marvel or acquisited Star Wars, but they did it because they saw something special in combining all three universes, which eventually became an expansion for National Geographic, the Stars Network. So much content is available now on Disney Plus because they've seen something special in it. So that's why I've kind of promoted this idea of giving Oraton its own TV series, because if you can create a series like, say, I don't know, Once Upon a Time, and focus on stories of pirates and mermaids like you did years ago. I know Once Upon a Time is so yesterday, but Once Upon a Time is a show that's forever resonated with me for how it's so similar in so many different ways that has perhaps never been given credit for or remembered for to Descendants of Zombies. Because that's what these characters are doing. These characters are characters that we have never seen before, that we just wanted to give more of a chance to, and we have the chance to experience something so special because of how much they will go on to mean to each and every one of our hearts through the acting, through the music, through the script, which was a very powerful script, mind you, and a script that I loved, sharing it with you guys, because I saw something come to life for what felt like the first time ever in my life, I remember years ago when I saw The Lion King come to life for the first time ever in June of 1994. Allow me to confirm that for you because I'm not really sure. I think The Lion King was released on June 25th, 1994. Let me confirm that. Hey Google, when was The Lion King animation released for the first time?
June 15th, 1994. According to Wikipedia,
hey Google,
The Lion King...
Stop. So I was about 10 days off. For some reason, I've got this vampire-like memory, and I remember these dates very vividly, probably because I had the chance to experience it for the first time ever when I was really young. I've often wished that I could have the chance to experience Descendants of Zombies and to have grown up as a fan of Descendants of Zombies, so I can truly feel how much these franchises have meant to each and every one of you. And you're probably somebody saying to yourself, hey, Jonathan Clarke, you have experienced these franchises because we've allowed you to be a part of it, because you're so cool, and you've shared in that same passion for us what's felt like forever for many of us. And thank you so much for creating all these wonderful videos about Descendants and Zombies. If you are somebody who has said that and believes in that with all of your heart, that means more to me than words could ever say, and even more appreciation than I could ever show for you guys or have for you. Because many of you have been with me from the very first video that was ever uploaded here or ever created, and that really means so much to me to have the chance to resonate with far more people than ever before. I haven't finished my cup of tea this morning. Oh, there's just something about those first few sips of tea every morning, and yes, the rumors are true. Jonathan Clarke sits in front of his video every morning with a cup of tea, and he loves sharing his predictions about storylines he's seen previously in Descendants of Zombies, fairy tale characters that he loves so much, such as Cinderella and Snow White. Because I did see something special in Rachel Zegler's performance of Snow White, believe it or not. I know there are a lot of people who have taken exception to my opinions on Rachel Zegler and many of your favorite Descendants of Zombies characters, but I've forever supported them just as I've supported you. Because I know you saw something special in these franchises, and if not the franchise, a character that you couldn't help but to fall head over heels in love with, and I felt so honored to be a part of that and to share in that with thousands of people who obviously saw something special in every video that I ever had to create. Just know that I am here because of you. This YouTube channel was forever created because of you, because you obviously saw something special in every video that I would go on to create. No matter what's happening around me, I always make time to jump on this show and talk about Descendants of Zombies with so many wonderful people, because I know that having the chance to touch your heart in so many emphatic ways is what really allows me to bring these videos to life. So I would like to take this opportunity, this one final chance, if you would, to say thank you to everybody who have been with me from the very first video that was ever uploaded here, because I know for sure that I would never have been here, never have the chance to sit in this chair if not for each and every one of you. And that's where the greater appreciation comes from me as the content creator behind this channel and all the videos that I create, because I never imagined that this YouTube channel would have gone on to touch the hearts of thousands of people who love Descendants of Zombies with all their hearts. We will have more opportunities to have more conversations about your favorite stars such as Liamani, Kylie, Freya, because I think that there is never enough time in every day to have enough conversations about Descendants of Zombies that have forever resonated with thousands of people. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only content creator out there who feels this way, but when Descendants of Zombies holds a very special place in your heart, you can't help but feel very passionate about all the fans that you've developed this undescribable emotional connection with. And I've really had the time of my life bringing all these wonderful videos to life for so many wonderful people who have obviously taken something special away from every video that I've ever had the chance to create. From wherever you're watching this video today, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you one final time. And thank you so much for having made Descendants of Zombies one of your favorite franchises of all time, and this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel that has ever been created. I will return with a brand new video in just moments, so keep watching for that video to drop. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, you may want to think about hitting that subscribe button, because we still have a long way to go with these stories. And for every single person who has never wanted to let go, may have never wanted to say goodbye, and has always believed in these stories with all of their heart, I'm going to do everything in my power to keep these franchises alive, because we've obviously taken something special away from the stories, the characters that have represented and told these stories so beautifully and so emphatically, and that deserves appreciation, that deserves respect, and I've loved showing it and being a part of it with each and every one of you, because we've all, no matter who we are, have taken something special away from Descendants of Zombies and being a part of such a wonderful franchise that has touched our hearts and forever resonated with us. Thank you so much for having watched this video and having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time. It means more to me than words could ever say. Thank you so much for having watched this video.